Matt, we have a fight of the night caliber fight, our sixth fight on the prelim between Laureano Staropoli taking on Tim the Dirty Bird Means. And I know a lot of people familiar with Tim Means. It seems like he's been in the UFC forever, trains out of a bit of a hole in the wall in New Mexico, and puts on these great performances every time out. And lately, it's been kind of like a win one to lose one type situation, only he's been losing more than he's won, because if we go all the way back to 2017, he's 3-5 since then. I'll go through the wins. Alex Garcia, Ricky Rainey, Thiago Alves. Alex Garcia no longer in the UFC. Ricky Rainey was a short notice call up from Bellator that trains with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Wasn't really, he was one of those not ready for prime time type of players, if you want the SNL reference. Sure. And then if we look at Thiago Alves, he's a BKFC guy now. So it is what it is. For Tim Means, if you want to go back,
insult you can give an MMA fight.
If you want to go back to Tim Means' last fight when he took on Daniel Rodriguez, I know I was all hot take there and I took Daniel Rodriguez to win, but if you look at it, Tim Means didn't look terrible. He pushed a pace. He was standing in a southpaw stance, which he can switch and he can work from both, but he was standing southpaw. He was keeping Rodriguez out, but Rodriguez just kept landing a jab. Then he'd hit a right hand and he'd just rinse and repeat. And then at the end of it, it was just all Rodriguez pouring it on him, really rocked Means, had him up against the cage, arm in guillotine, just kind of pulled on it a little bit and had him more or less out on his feet and got the win by submission. And Daniel Rodriguez is a kickboxer. He's not a submission artist. So it wasn't a good fight for Tim Means. For Laureano Staropoli, you look at it, UFC debut, beats Hector Aldana, then he beats Thiago Alves, then he loses to Muslim Salikov. And it's kind of like the talent range is everywhere, because I know Muslim Salikov won a bit of a controversial decision against Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos recently, but Muslim Salikov's a hard fighter to beat. Like, he really is. So not a lot of shame in that. The only trouble I have is if you're going to really kind of nitpick it, if you look at the second round, it wasn't close at all. It was a 10-8 for Muslim Salikov. I think one of the judges scored at 10-9. Most people scored at 10-8. He really hurt Staropoli. He had him at a point up against the cage where you thought maybe the fight was going to end. Staropoli made it through. One of his eyes was blown right up. All in all, not a great one. So what are we going to get here? The thing for me is that Laureano Staropoli really switches stances, throws a lot of crazy stuff, throws a wild amount of power. And as long as he doesn't get tired, I think it's a pretty good game plan to go up against a guy like Tim Means. It's just Tim Means has fought those big names for so long that you kind of know what you're going to get, and he's somewhat predictable. So, Matt, what do you make of this fight, and do you think it's really a fight of the night caliber type one?
So I was trying to describe to my friends the other day some fighters that I just like for no reason at all, and I love Tim Means. I couldn't tell you why. I like his nickname. He throws elbows. Those are fun. There's just a lot of things about him that I'm a big fan of, and I seem to pick him every single time we do these videos. People are probably getting sick of it. And I don't know if I am going to pick him for this fight because we have two of the more inconsistent guys at 170. I know Staropoli's earlier on in his career, but when he looks good, he does look good. But when he looks bad, he looks terrible. And with Tim Means, he kind of has that, but with him, it's you always know what you're going to get with Tim Means. You preface it quite well. The difference is, A, can his chin still hold up? Because he's been in some wars. Because Tim Means kind of has the Matt Brown effect where he never has a boring fight. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to tune in to watch Tim Means fight.
Pretty sure he lost that one, right?
He did lose that one. But it's going to be entertaining no matter what. He's always going to move forward. The Nico Price fight's a really good example because he was dominating Nico Price for the early part of that fight. He had hurt him in the feet. He's got that really nice tie clinch, throws a lot of really good elbows, hurt Nico Price, and then all of a sudden Nico Price lands one bomb, takes Tim Means completely out, and then knocks him out. So it's really hard to see what we're going to get. You're either going to get a really good Staropoli, and he's just going to spark Tim Means in the first round probably, and I'll be real sad for the rest of the evening, or Tim Means is going to be able to withstand that early trouble. Because Means' cardio is really, really good for a guy who throws a lot of output, even at this stage of his career. I know the Thiago Alves fight, you can't take a lot from it just because Alves is so late on in his career, but he dominated that fight, pieced him up on the feet, got him against the cage, kind of did the same thing that Rodriguez was able to do against him, get that guillotine, and had a super dominant performance and finish. But that's not the Tim Means we get every single time out. And with Staropoli, his cardio isn't even bad. It's awful because he throws all those spinning techniques with a lot of explosion behind them, and you can only do that so many times. Like, Zabit has kind of proven this more than anybody. You can't throw 720 head spin kicks and hope to do that for 3 rounds straight. So if Means can kind of weather that early storm, I know it's normally the opposite. If someone can weather his storm, they can kind of pick him apart. But if he can weather the early storm, I do think he'll kind of be able to pick apart Staropoli by the end of the fight. And I'm going to do what I didn't think I'd ever do again. I'm going to pick Tim Means to actually get a win.
You donkey. All right. So if we look at the odds here, we've got Tim Means coming back, the plus 115 underdog. He opened as a plus 135. So there's money coming in. There's cheddar on Tim Means. It might be Matt. Laureano Staropoli minus 140, open minus 155, or on Topology at a 690 votes, 66% Staropoli, 62% by decision. I'm going to go the way of the dodo maybe, because if you look at it, it's like Mike Pyle when he got close to the end. It's not that great. And I hold Tim Means kind of in that same regard. I just see this overwhelmingly a good chance for Laureano Staropoli to get right back on the horse, get a good win. Training out of Team Shoot the Box in Brazil. It's the Diego Lima Team Shoot the Box. So you recognize some of the names that train there. We've got Myra Buena Silva. You got Thomas Almeida that spent time there, and Do Bronx Charles Oliveira. But if you look at it, part and parcel, there's one other thing that if you check on Laureano Staropoli on his Instagram, there's one more thing he has going for him. Matt, I doubt you can guess it. We saw this last weekend that Slim Shady Brunson looked amazing. Laureano Staropoli dyed his hair blonde. So we got a platinum blonde or we've got platinum blonde Laureano Staropoli taking on average Dirty Bird Tim Means later on in his career. I have to go with Staropoli, Matt. And you have to stick with Tim Means in your pick because you already said it. So,
fair or not, the nickname wins no matter what.
We're going to disagree. I'm going Slim Shady Staropoli. Matt, you're going with the Dirty Bird Tim Means. I'm really looking forward to this card. It should be a great fight. You're not going to want to miss that prediction as well as our extended look at our main event between Derek Lewis and Alexei Oleinik. Keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks, Matt. As we always say, let's get into it.